Wednesday meditation, I go to Frank Shabbat, and now I go to Torah study. And some people at the Seder said, don't get too Jewish on us, Jeffrey. Those Hasidics are kind of like a cult.
Well, we're not very Hasidic, so that's
No.
I know. I'm not going to be
Except for the
Hasidic.
microphone, which looks like he's wearing a straddle. All right, hi. Hello. All right, let's sit. Encourage you to find a posture, position of your body that feels loving and compassionate toward your body. Whether your feet are on the floor or crossed under you, wherever it feels appropriate for your hands to be resting. Pay attention to your back. Give some care and attention to your neck and shoulders. Sometimes you may find yourself with your shoulders constricted or kind of hunched up closer to your ears, and just letting go of that consciously can feel like a real release. And just know that however busy or frantic or demanding this day may have been up to this point, know that this is time that we set aside to give our minds and our bodies an opportunity to rest. To give ourselves the chance to just be still. And to remember our own souls and our own inner life. I have a book at home it's called Thoughts on Jewish Prayer. It's a beautiful anthology of writings about prayer in Jewish tradition, and one of the little quotations or little essays says that prayer is an opportunity to remember who we are on a deep and holy level. It uses the metaphor of a friend that we haven't seen for a long time, maybe someone we knew earlier on in school or some other point in our life, and sometimes we may realize that it's been such a long time that their face and their physical appearance is not as clear in our memory as it once was, or the sound of their voice may not be as easy to call up from memory. And the writer uses that metaphor to say that when we set time aside like this, it is an opportunity to reacquaint ourselves with ourselves, to draw our attention inward. And to let ourselves just be. I want to return for just a moment to a verse, a pasuk from the book of Genesis, of Bereshit, in which, speaking of Hagar's son Ishmael, Ishmael cries out in the wilderness, and Torah text tells us that God heard the cry or the call of Ishmael, Ba'asher Husham, which means where he was. And this is a chance to allow ourselves to be where we are in this moment of our lives. Without judging ourselves, without evaluating or critiquing. I know for many of us those voices of criticism and judgment toward ourselves can sometimes be very loud, very strong. To sit in such a way that just being here is enough. Sitting is enough. Being a human being is enough. Nothing to fix. Nothing that's broken. As the Torah says, Ba'asher Husham, exactly as we are, where we are. So sometimes as thought begins to relax somewhat, even a little bit in our minds, relaxation will come to our physical bodies as well. So you might check your body again, perhaps your shoulders, maybe your face, your jaw, your brow, all the tiny muscles around your eyes. And if any of those areas is tight or holding or constricted, without actively trying to change anything, just let those parts of your body have a little Shabbat. And whatever your experience is right now, let yourself approach and hold that experience in chesed, in loving kindness. Whatever you're feeling is okay. Whatever you're experiencing is perfect as it is. Just being. And you might afford toward yourself a measure of satisfaction and a sense of ownership and even celebration that you have made it here, or wherever you are, and whenever you join us. It's not easy to set this kind of time aside, but you are doing it. And that can be a blessing not only to you, but to all of us, this entire community of practice. take a moment to quietly and deliberately move your attention ever so slightly onto taking an interest in how it feels to be breathing in, and then letting the breath go. Feeling the lungs inflate and the rib cage expand, and then the complementary movement of getting smaller and letting the breath go. And we'll spend a minute or two just being with these sensations of breathing, coming back to the breath without any judgment whenever you happen to notice that your mind has wandered off. Let's sing together. I'm just sing this little wordless nigun that we, when we were in the sanctuary on a Shabbat morning, would often use as an opening song. It has words, can have Hebrew words, but it's also nice just to sing it without a melody, just a la la la. And if you don't know it, you can listen or hum along, or if you do know it, just join in at whatever level. But I have a lot of pleasant memories and good associations with this melody. I learned it on a wonderful retreat, and I really like to sing it. So it goes like this. Lie, 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 lie. Then that repeats. Lie, 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 lie. Ya, la, 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 lie, 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 ya, la, 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 lie. Ya, la, 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 lie. La, 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 lie. Ya, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 ya, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 ya, la, 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 ya, la, 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 ya, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 la. ya la 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 la. No rush, take your time. I thought that tonight, because the days are getting a little longer and it actually is kind of mincha, it's sort of late afternoon, that we might treat this like a mincha service, which is to sing a little bit of Ashrei together and then just go into the tefillah. So I want to say Ashrei is on, I think it's on page 52 or 54, one of those two. That's a Torah commentary, it's okay. I just
Not
it's the
this
first,
one?
nah, it's the first couple lines. That's fine, keep it, 52, okay, close. So we're just gonna sing a couple of times that Shefa Gold melody to the first couple lines of Ashrei. Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, happy are those who sit in your house. Od Yehalalu Chasela, this will elicit unending praise from us. So, Ashrei Yoshvei Page 74 is the tefillah. We'll say the first few of the blessings on the even numbered pages, and then just go off quietly. You can sit whenever you want. So if you want to rise, you can, and we're on page 74. Adonai sefatitah ufiyaki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula V'Ibnei B'neihem, V'Ma'am Shemo V'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'Chayei HaKol atah Rav L'Hoshia, Mashiva Ruach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, V'Chayei HaKol V'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יעלו חסר ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הקדוש. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והיו ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני Good evening, Erev Tov. Thanks for coming out tonight. So we're gonna continue. We're in the counting of the order again, and I want to double check this to make sure I have it right. Actually, I can't check it on my phone. Tonight is the 13th day of the counting of the Omer. Stuart, you can check this for me. And now is the 13th day of the Omer. Tonight starts the 14th day. Am I right?
I'm gonna find it.
Okay. All right, let's go with that for a minute. Huh?
I haven't used it in a while.
That's all right. All right. The Omer app is rusty. We talk about how in the sort of folklore and the Kabbalistic system, how each of the 7 weeks corresponds to one of the 7 sefirot, one of the 7 aspects of God, and last week, the first week of the Counting of Omer, is the week of Chesed, which is loving kindness. This week, it is Gevurah, and if you sort of look at, as I said last time, I think the chart on which the sefirot are mapped onto like a human figure, so I can't remember which one is which, but one shoulder is Chesed, loving kindness, and then the opposing shoulder, the opposite shoulder, is Gevurah. So Gevurah, and this has been, we are in the week of Gevurah. Gevurah means, can mean lots of things. It can mean strength, it can mean might. It's related to the word Gibor or Giborah, which means a hero or heroine, right? There's a lot of these kinds of connotations. But in this system, Gevurah is sort of the complement to Chesed, because Chesed is like undiscriminating, overflowing kindness, just love, love, love. And Gevurah is kind of restraint or discernment or boundaries. Like Chesed is just love, right? And Gevurah involves boundaries and making certain judgments and decisions, And I often think of something we sort of touched on last week, in the idea that, you know, with chesed, there's only, you know, chesed without any limits becomes sort of a kind of burnout. You know, you can't give and give and give and give and give, right? Love your neighbor as yourself, not more than yourself. And we talked about all that. So this week, because this is Wednesdays, Wednesdays, because we're doing this every week on Wednesday, is the day is always going to be Yesod. And Yesod means foundation. So today would have been, is it the 13th day today? I think it is. Okay. Today would have been the Yesod, the foundation in Gevurah, in restraint or discernment. Meaning, I say meaning like it means one thing, right? Which might mean, what is the basis for my boundary setting? What is the basis for my decision making? What is it grounded in? So I took a minute and to run off a copy of what I had posted on the blog about the Konig of the Omer that I set up a few years ago about this, and I'm going to keep one of these, but you can pass these around rather than listening to me just sort of read to you. You can take a look and share it.
So it's 1 week and 6 days.
So the 13th day. That's the fancy schmancy, yes. Which means tomorrow's going to be 2 weeks, which is awesome because we can count the Omer and I don't have to get tangled up in the complicated math. Yeah. Yeah. Neshavuot. Okay, all right. So for our consideration of the foundation within discernment, the Yesod in this week of Gevurah, I'm going to take the lead of Rabbi Min Kantrowitz. Min Kantrowitz, there are so many books about the Konig of the Omer right now. Hers is my fave. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the Konig of the Omer, a mystical guide or something, but it's great. It's just really smart and great. She speaks of what it means to have cultivated a strong inner foundation that informs our discernment, our choices. She points out that strong does not mean rigid, and that, for example, a building that is too rigid may collapse in an earthquake, whereas one built with a flexible foundation may endure the shifting tectonic plates. I am not arguing against having firm principles, but I am cautioning against the tendency for abstractions to blind us to what's really going on when we succumb to the temptation to filter reality to fit a set of preconceptions. So sometimes principles can become kind of a cage, I guess. To have a firm foundation is to make decisions from a place of calm and discernment, as opposed to a place of reactivity, frenzy, resentment, or anxiety. Such a foundation must be deliberately cultivated by working on making space in our lives for contemplation, quiet, prayer, meditation, Jewish learning, and, as my teacher, Rabbi Jerome Molino of blessed memory, used to say, reading uplifting literature, which is what he said he used to like to do on Shabbat. I read uplifting literature. We can develop and strengthen a solid inner foundation. What gets in the way of growing our souls in this way? As Rabbi Shola Peltz Weinberg puts it in one of her meditation CDs, conversation, busyness of various kinds, the media, this and that. All these distractions and temptations pull us away from developing our inner lives, building a strong inner foundation that will give us a place to stand, a vantage point from which to view our thoughts and feelings, to see the landscape of our lives, and to make wiser decisions with a sense of clarity and kavanah, or intention. How do you cultivate a yesod, a foundation that strengthens your gevurah, your discernment, and restraint? Eager to hear from you because it was posted online. But I think that I think it's kind of nice this year that the Wednesdays that we get together fall on this yesod, because we'll keep returning to this idea of like, what's the foundation, what's the basis, what's your firm ground, and how do you cultivate firm ground? So, yeah, I just wanted to share that. Aleinu, page inside that cover page. I always want to say page 586.
The old days.
That was the old days.
Sometimes I miss that prayer book. It's the one I grew up on, but this one is still pretty cool.
Yep.
Aleinu nishameach Adon hakol, Latei Yotzei Bereshit, Shehu asanu Shomrei ha'ama, Vehu samanu kishlichei haTorah, Shehu sam chayenu itam, V'goraleinu im kol ha'olam, V'anachnu korim, Umishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz, Vayom ha'hu, Vayom ha'hu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad.
So, on page 598, we have the Kaddish, the morning Kaddish. Anybody have a name that they would like to check? So, Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabba, v'yalmad divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei v'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru komein, Yehei shmei Rabba v'barach v'olam v'olei amaya, Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei v'yishav v'richu, Le'ela mikol mirchata v'shirata, Tushbachata v'nechamata, Ta'amiran v'yama v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama ramamim shmaya, V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol Yoshvei Tevel v'yimru amen. So make a little circle here for that. In the days ahead in this season of counting, may we count every day as precious, as a gift, and as an opportunity to grow in that gevurah, in that discernment that allows us to make wise and skillful and compassionate decisions and choices in our lives and in our dealings with others. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, may God shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may the Holy One be with you and give you shalom, wholeness, and peace in a world of safety, healing, justice, equality, and peace for all who dwell on earth. And we say, Amen.
Amen.
Tov. Good evening,
I
it's such a pleasure.
I saw the thing online for the gala. I'm not in the financial situation to attend. I really want to, but I can't afford tickets. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. There are lots of ways to be involved in this.
Yeah. For a gala, I was volunteering at the Animal Draft House, but that's easy for someone with some cancers to make a mistake. But you know what? Lesson learned. It was a blessing in disguise to be away from that museum. It was a den of sin. They wanted me to go off my meds. They wanted me to do cocaine. They were their own crowd. Mental health was suffering from me working weekends.